something amazing just happened for gamers. Microsoft just made gaming accessible to the masses. Stick around to know more. Hey, what is happening guys? This is Orca from Orca's Gaming Corner, and today we will be talking about the Xbox Series X and the Series S and its implications on the gaming market as a whole. Just yesterday, the existence and the price of Xbox Series S was leaked, and later the same day it was announced by Microsoft confirming that they indeed have a smaller console, the Xbox Series S, and it will be launching on November the 10th at a price of $300. Now, as if yesterday's announcement was not good enough, Microsoft today announced that the Xbox Series X, their main console, will be launching again on November 10th for $499. And to top it all off, Microsoft also announced that EA Play, which is Electronic Arts' $5 subscription service which has around 60 of EA's games, is coming to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate at no extra cost. Guys, can you even fathom what that means for gamers? It means if you are a person looking to get into gaming and are on a strict budget, you can now start at around $300 and get access to next-gen technologies like ray tracing and play a bunch of AAA games on the Xbox Series S using the Game Pass. The amount of value here is just unprecedented. Look at it in this way. Even if you want to play games on a phone, you still need to buy a phone which is slightly better or above $300. And here we are talking about full-fledged games that run on consoles and PCs for so cheap. If you want to build a decent gaming PC for at least Full HD or 1440p resolution, the graphics card itself will cost you around $300, and you will still have to buy the rest of the parts to complete the PC. So minimum another $300 even if you go with some of the cheapest PC parts there. So let's see what you get in the $300 Series S. The Xbox Series S will have 4 teraflops of raw power with 20 compute units, which will run games at 1080p, that is Full HD, or 1440p at 60 fps, and some of the games at 120 fps. It will come with the latest features like ray tracing, variable refresh rate, and 4K upscaling, and have an internal 512GB NVMe SSD. Guys, what more do you expect for $300? If the performance is there and it holds up for the next few years, I believe that Xbox Series X is a steal and no PC or console can beat it at that value. I know the SSD is just around 512GB, but I'm sure there is a way to upgrade it later. Now, for those of you who are serious gamers, you guys can pick up the Xbox Series X, because this is the most powerful console ever made, and it will put 80% of the PCs on Steam's hardware chart to shame. It comes with 56 compute units, 12 teraflops of raw power, and 16 gigabits of memory, and a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD hard drive. It also has features like ray tracing and VRR, plays games at 4K resolution at 60 fps or 120 fps, and also supports 8K resolutions. All that just for $500. Just a year ago, I paid around $500 myself for my RTX 2070 Super, and it's a really good card. However, I'm sure that the Series X will handily beat my PC in gaming performance. So all of you who are thinking of specially upgrading your graphics card to the new 3000 series, that is the RTX 3000 series, think again, because what is the need? Just get the Series X, especially if you are thinking of getting some of the more expensive cards of the RTX 3000 series that was revealed by Nvidia recently. By the way, I have a video on them. You can check it out on the right hand top corner. For example, if you're upgrading from a GTX 1070 or a 1060 or a RX 580, you should keep your PC exactly as it is and instead get an Xbox Series X. Because firstly, if you want to upgrade to a 70 series, say a 70 series card, the 3070 cost $500 and the Series X also cost $500. And secondly, even if you got the 3070 or a RTX 3080, you might have to upgrade your CPU to take full advantage of the card, or you might need to upgrade your power supply, or who knows, you might even need to upgrade your entire motherboard and CPU configuration, especially for some of you guys who are in the older Intel systems. Now you might say, but Orca, PCs do a lot of extra things and they are generally more powerful than consoles, and you're absolutely correct, but I'm sure most of you guys would only be upgrading your PC because it cannot run some of the latest games like Cyberpunk 2077 at 4K or 1440p 60 FPS, which can, I suppose, easily be done or handled by the Xbox Series X. Because I'm sure you are not upgrading your PC to run Excel better or some mail client or Office 365, right? So it's always better to get a console, especially this generation, because they are so close to the high-end PCs in performance, and with that extra optimization that consoles receive from developers, the performance gap becomes even more negligible. And lastly, you have to consider the value of Game Pass. That is just getting better and better and better, as now they have added even EA Play at no extra cost to Game Pass along with cloud streaming from this month. All that for just $15 a month, and hey, no one is telling you to take a subscription for a year. Take a subscription when the games you are interested in show up on the list. That way you don't waste money. Having said all that, not all is good in paradise. There are a few problems that come with these consoles, and so let's talk a bit about them. Firstly, these consoles have not released, and hence it's not been tested for the claims that they make. They might perform exactly as Microsoft says, or they may not, so we just have to wait till the independent reviews come out for the consoles. Now on the other hand, we have PlayStation, and as much as some of you might want to neglect or just not look at the PlayStation, it's just not possible because Sony has a lot more fans than Xbox around the globe, and they have the biggest and the best budget AAA titles like Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us 2, Uncharted 4, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, and many more. So those of you who want to play these titles, you have to get a PS5, and there is no other way around it. And we still don't know the price of PS5. Who knows, it may be cheaper than the Xbox Series X. Sony undercut the Xbox One in 2013, and look what happened. They handily won this console generation. Who's to say that they won't repeat the same thing again? And they have the better games, and no one can deny that. All that said, let me end by saying this, that if you want to get into gaming at a low budget, the Xbox Series S is the best, and if you want a replacement for a decently high-end gaming PC for a good budget or at a good budget, you need to get the Series X. But if you want the best games and a decent system, then you have to go with Sony. With that, we come to the end of this video. I'll see you guys next time in the next gaming news video.